Okay, welcome once again. And today we're doing this beautiful meditation that Mijke is going to guide us through. And she is just a beam of light, a beam of energy that you're going to see throughout this meditation. And so I want to welcome you into this space, into the sacred space, this container that we have created for you. And so, number one, I want to thank you, first of all, for taking this time to heal, reflect, and transform. Because as we gather here today, what I want to do as you get rid of all those distractions, right? Our phones, turn them off, our other technology things, whatever you have, right? Turn that off. Let's turn your mind to the frequency of calmness. And how are we going to do that? How do we bring all the stress that's already been created this morning or throughout the day? If it's evening for you, then how do we bring that down? Right? So just take a nice deep breath in and a nice breath out. And let's go ahead and as you breathe in and out, just relaxing your nervous system. And let yourself arrive into this space, into this sacred healing space. Letting go the noise, the chaos that surrounds you. And just give yourself this time the permission to pause, slow down, and reconnect to parts of you that you've been longing for. And take another nice deep breath in and out and open your eyes. Today, we have the honor of sharing this space with one and only Mijke Ketting. She will be guiding us through a meditation that taps into the deepest layers of who we are, our shadows, our light, and everything in between. Mijke's work is all about transformation and allowing ourselves to release what no longer serves us so that we can step into our full power. Eclipses are profound celestial events that not only affect the physical world, but also stir the depths of our spiritual being. Right now, you may be feeling sudden waves of emotions, certain things happening in your life, financially, with your relationships, your hormones, just various different things, and you don't understand it. Well, Mijke is going to share with us exactly what's going on and what you may be feeling and what questions you may have. She's going to take us through a beautiful process of how to tap into healing parts of ourselves and allowing that light to come through. So what you're going to discover today is the role that shadows play in your life, especially around this time, and what you can do about them. So stay till the end because Mijke is going to share with us a beautiful gift of what she offers so that you can continue your healing journey. Okay. And you can also have a one-on-one mini session with her today. You can ask her questions and she's going to scan your energy. All right. So stay tuned. You can be interactive as we're going through these questions. If something resonates with you, do let me know. You can put in the comments in the chat. There is a chat box at the bottom. If you're on Zoom, if you're on YouTube, there's also a comment section. So you can definitely leave your comments there and I will definitely take a look at them. Okay. But if something resonates with you, if you feel the energy, and some of you may be very empathic, where you can feel the energy, where you're sensitive to it. And so all the things that you'll be feeling, it's all normal. Okay, whether you're coughing, whether you're sneezing, whether you're yawning, or you feel the tingles or goosebumps, or your guts doing some weird things. Okay, whatever you're feeling, let it be. And whatever comes to the surface, let it come. Acknowledge it. That's what's going to be important right now for you to heal. So let's welcome Mijke. Hello, Mijke. Let me go ahead and unmute you, ask you to unmute. How are you, my dear? So wonderful to have you here.
Hi Dipal, hi everyone. It's so good to be here and thank you for having me. And I see some familiar faces and names and a lot of new faces and names. So happy that everyone is here. And I also really love it that many people have their cameras turned on because it makes it so much nicer to interact. So that's
It
really,
does.
yeah, it's lovely to see. And thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
It is so wonderful to have you here. You know what? Let me go ahead and introduce myself. And then, because we do have a lot of new people. So thank you for saying that. Sometimes I forget that we have lots and lots of new people, especially recently. I am Dipal Shah, and I am a medical intuitive. I help empaths just like yourself learn to self heal. And if you want to create a business, I help guide you to creating your business as well. So that's me. And Mijke, if you don't mind introducing yourself, that would be great.
Yes, I'm also a healer. I work with a lot of different modalities, and lately I kind of shifted to using my site more because I really, it's so interesting that sometimes when you're good at something, you don't even realize until other people tell you.
Yeah.
So a lot of people told me, yo, you have amazing sight and very good insights. So I work with that a lot lately. And I didn't used to be a healer. I only started my healing business a couple of years ago. And before that, I worked in the corporate world. I was a lawyer and a management consultant and a manager for KLM Airlines. So I always like to do a combination of everything that I was trained in and everything that I'm able to do. And I love doing that. So thank you.
I love it. I love it. So here's the thing, we're in this time of the lunar eclipse. First of all, what is happening and how is it affecting us?
Well, it's such an interesting time, and I don't know if you. I mean, we are 6 hours apart, at least you and me, and maybe other people in the Pacific area, or even we are even further apart. But last night I was outside because I came back from my Pilates class, and I saw this moon, and it was huge. It was like, oh my God, it's almost like it's touching the earth, you know? It's almost dropping. It was really beautiful as the sky was very clear, and I'm based in the Netherlands, as you can hear because of my accent. But yeah, it will always stay there. I don't even try to do something about it anymore. But at least people can understand me. That's the most important thing. But then in Europe and especially in the Netherlands, we have a lot of cloudy weathers, rain. But
Yeah.
yesterday it was a very clear dark sky, and then there was this huge moon that kind of was there like a huge balloon. And the interesting thing is that it's also like an eclipse today. And the moon, it's called a supermoon, and especially today on September 17th, and that's the reason that we picked this day for the meditation and the process. The Earth shadow will fall on the surface of the moon and thus creates a partial lunar eclipse. And even I think in the United States, people should be able to see it when the sky is clear. And I think the astrological sign is Pisces, and that means that this eclipse period, because it starts today, but it goes on for like until the beginning of October. The energy about that is all about increased emotional sensitivity. So, you know, people might feel that they need some more time to themselves, that they need to establish more boundaries, that they have to strengthen themselves internally. And it also can feel like a period of releasing. So letting go of things that used to be important but now don't serve you that much anymore, or you know, understanding something about the past in a different way, or even better. And in this well, it's the fall season. In this season we have also planets in opposition. So we have Saturn in opposition, we have Neptune in opposition. So it's kind of, you know, my clients, they like, it started 2 weeks ago, they were all saying like, you know, I feel these wonky energies, the energy, it feels so strange, I feel so tired, I'm exhausted, I feel wiped out. And now, well, that's all because of everything that's going on planetarily. And I mean, the whole year of 2024, it's ruled by Saturn, Mars, and the Moon. So those are the strongest energy present on the planet right now. And they all influence our emotional state. And what is important during these times is not to give in to like destructive impulses, but to stay motivated, to stay alert, to stay dynamic. And I know myself, sometimes that's really hard to do, you know.
Yeah.
And especially as empaths and very sensitive people, you know, we feel all these energies, and we don't even, we not only feel the energies, but we also feel the emotions that the energies bring up. So, you know, it's a
Yeah.
very, yeah, how would you say that? Well, it's kind of like sometimes
Intense.
it's chaotic.
Yeah, it's chaotic and intense. And you're right. Like, I've been feeling some anger coming up, you know, lately this week, or and mainly irritation, right? Guys, what are you feeling coming up this week or the last 2 weeks? Is there anything specific that's happening? Because you know, there's parts about the moon, right? Certain phases of the moon that really do affect us, and the way the shifts are happening right now, and it's called the blood moon, is that correct? Is it
It's a
the
harvest moon. It's a harvest moon, but
harvest?
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's some people also call it a blood moon because it's
that's
so
what I was
close
looking
to
for.
Earth. It can has this kind of strawberry shade on the moon,
Yeah,
and sometimes they call it a blood moon. But I understood that it is the harvest moon, and it
maybe they
makes
should
sense
call it a
because
hibernation moon. I feel like
oh,
hibernating right now.
yeah.
Because you know what, when these emotions come up, are they related to something deeper? Because I feel like they're not just emotions that we get triggered by the moon just because there's a full moon or a lunar moon or an eclipse, but there's something even deeper, right? Could it be like certain shadows? Like, how does that connect to the moon energy?
Well, the moon is like really well known for bringing up the deeper layers.
Mm,
And you know, our shadow energy or our shadow part, it's always the part that we keep a little bit hidden. It's kind of hidden in the deeper layers. And when you combine all the planetary energies that are going on with the emotions that are being brought up, it is kind of steering the deeper layers underneath. So if we want to do really deep healing work, now is the time to face what is coming up and to literally face your shadow and to face your shadow part and to overcome whatever is holding you back. And especially because all of the well, you know, all of the how you read the astrology, it's all about, you know, take care of your mental and physical health right now for the coming month. So
yeah.
that's the most important theme when you look at the planets and the star signs.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying that they're feeling tired, no motivation, irritable, grief, sadness, exhilarated, and super happy. I feel Michelle is saying she feels exhilarated and super happy, which is great. Brenda says distracted and difficulty with motivation. Nishna says exhausted. I think there's a common theme here of exhaustion and kind of like that lack of motivation. And so, that immense fatigue, Manisha says, really deep stuff, dark fears coming up, says Paul. So I know there's, oh no, floor, sorry. See, this is where I need to put my bifocals on. So I need to, I feel like we all have this part of us that is a shadow self, but we don't recognize it as shadow. We don't call it shadow. Like, hey, my shadow's showing up, right? So why would I want to have anything to do with my shadows?
Well, the interesting thing is, I'll answer your question in a minute, but the interesting thing is, and that's why I so love the comment about, I feel exhilarated and I feel very happy, because now is also like the time of powerful transformation, and
Mm,
it is also the time to really make a plan and to develop a strategy and then follow it through, because we are being pushed forward.
yeah.
So we are being pushed forward to everything that is kind of unknown, that is kind of mysterious, but also everything that is very transformational. And I would like to bring that in as well, that there are also people that are, in that phase of transformation, and that they feel like, I feel very good, and yes, this is the way to go forward. And well, why? And then back to your question, why would we want to do? And that was your question, was it? Why would we want to do to
Yeah,
have?
why would I want to have anything to do with my shadows? Because maybe, a lot of us have done quite a bit of healing, right? So why shadows? Like what do I, why do I want anything to do with them?
Yeah, well, there are two strategies. So if you are in a period of transformation, and we're all going through that, only because of the planetary energies, everyone is going through it.
Right.
So what you can do, you can suffer from it, or you can take advantage of it.
Mm,
And there are a lot of people that are suffering from the kind of overpowering influence of their shadow part. I mean, you can see it as like, it's like a scale, it's a balance. So if you have an overpowering shadow side, it will overpower your light side. The other way around, if your light side is bigger and more powerful, it will overpower the shadow part. And these, like everything in the universe, they should be kind of balanced. They should
mm,
be balanced. And for people that feel that they are stuck, or that they are not progressing, or they suffer from physical issues, they can have this like overpowering shadow energy, and it affects everything. It affects our health, it affects relationships, affects our finances. So if you really want to move forward and you want to break through things, then it's very handy to know the root cause of your issues, and then you have to look at a deeper level than only the superficial level. For I feel low, or I feel depressed, and well, let's go outside for a walk and it will help, but it's only helping at the superficial level. And usually, a lot of what causes our shadow is playing out at the subconscious level. And
yeah.
at that level, we can feel trauma, can feel karmic patterns, limiting beliefs, all these kind of things. And the interesting thing is, when you move up a level and you look at the human level and how we interact and communicate with each other, our shadow part, it leads to our traits. So the qualities you have that you're maybe not so proud of, or that you don't, for example, I'm not very patient. So I don't like standing in lines because I don't have the patience. So it really bothers me. So our traits are speaking about our shadow. So they can tell you a lot of what is going on at a deeper level.
Oh, wow. So then can I hear what my shadows have to say to me? Like, how do we do that? Like, how can we hear that?
Yes, of course, when you can reflect on yourself and when you can really, introspection, is that an English word as well?
Yes, yes.
So when you have the ability to really go inwards and to have the introspection, you can connect with your shadow part and hear what it has to say.
Mhm.
And usually there is like an unmet need, or there is something that it lacks, or there is something that it really, that it missed earlier in life during our childhood period. And also our trapped emotions can be connected to our shadow. But what is difficult for most people is that they have a lot of fear and anxiety, and that's why they find it difficult to really listen to the shadow and to connect with it.
You know, what I find is that sometimes the shadow can be so overpowering. And sometimes you may or may not hear it. And I think, but it does show up, right? It shows up like maybe in your relationship or your finances or your career or anything. It can show up and it can overpower. And then, we tend to self sabotage our behaviors, right? And then when we self sabotage, then we're kind of feeling like we're holding back, like something's holding us back, right? And then we can't get past the hump, right? So this can build up a lot of anxiety, depression, all kinds of things. What have you seen that what can shadows build up within us and really say, okay, there is a shadow present, right? What are some symptoms that we could look for?
Yeah, well, people can really feel anger. They can feel that they are often stubborn or kind of rigid. Some people feel that they are kind of paralyzed or overpowered, or, people being judgmental or being very affected by judgment. All these kind of things, and even our emotions, being over emotional or feeling no emotions at all, or not able to control your anger or being jealous. That can be the symptoms.
Yeah, I've
Also
seen
visible.
defensive, like, my daughter, she's 16, and like I could see her getting very defensive the last couple of days. And that that can be something as well, right? Like we're always trying to defend ourselves or blame, um, and just being overly competitive even. And those are some of the things I've seen in children quite often.
Yeah, you're totally right. And I mean, our children are often our greatest mirrors.
Yeah.
And I have two daughters, and especially the eldest one. I mean, she can really trigger me, and it's so interesting to see, And then sometimes it's a misunderstanding, and sometimes I think, well, it's kind of the way how she says it, and it kind of triggers me. And
Right.
well, then I have to look within and to go inwards, and well, can I release the trigger, and where does it come from? And what I see with my clients is a lot of people have very deep wounds from childhood, woundings from abuse, from neglect, from literally the absence of love. And we created survival patterns around it, and those woundings well, the fastest way to get a better life and better health and the fastest way to healing is to address the core wounding. But there's so much fear around it, and we have created all kind of defense patterns around it, and that makes it so difficult to do it all by yourself.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, shadows can have a positive side maybe to them as well. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, I think it's wonderful. I love doing the shadow work for myself as well because if you can go past the level of fear, and I always say for everything, it's just energy. So
Yeah.
fear to me, it's just energy. A demon for me, it's just energy. So I'm kind of not afraid of a lot of things anymore. It really has to be like life threatening when I would call myself fearful. So what I love about the shadow work is, it's brutally honest. So when
Yeah.
you address the shadow, there's no bullshit playing out.
I
It's
like that.
yeah, it's just what it is, and it gives you the message that you need to hear, and that is the best message for you on in this moment in time on whatever path you are. If you seek healing or if you want to accomplish and reach your goals, or if you want to improve your finances. Looking at the shadows, it's the most effective healing work you can do.
Yeah. So I would love to get into the meditation. I know all of our audience is also waiting to get to feel into the energy just because um you know what? This is our time. This is our time to heal. And I'm so glad that we went over these questions because sometimes we don't understand shadows and how they play a role with the moon and what do they really mean to us and how can we shift from shadow to light and how can we really heal ourselves because there's so many different perspectives and so many different layers that it's so beautiful that you could bring this work to us. So I'm going to turn off my video and mute myself so I don't distract you. But please guide us through this beautiful meditation that you have for us today. Guys, it's going to be about 15-20 minutes of meditation. And then we're going to see how we can connect with Mijke one-on-one if she can answer questions for you. So let's do that right now. Let's go ahead and start our transformation and healing, okay?
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Dipal. And yes, I would like to invite you all to take a comfortable position, and you will all have access to the recording. So you can just sit back and relax and re-listen to it later if you want to take notes, or if you want to re-listen to certain parts of it. And what I always do when I set a space, I love to work with the cards as well. And I pulled the card from the Unicorn deck of Diana Cooper. And this is how the deck looks like. And it was wonderful because the unicorn that I pulled, it's called a unicorn portal. And it says, focus your light, listen for a message. And I'll just briefly show the card for those that want to look at it, to see the energy. It's a wonderful energy that is radiating from the card. So let's bring the unicorns in as well and open up that portal for everyone to really feel that beautiful light energy that they are bringing to the planet and to us. And then connect your feet to the earth, because for this meditation I really would like you to be grounded. So make sure that you feel your feet on the ground. And maybe take a few deep breaths to connect. And drop your energy down. And by dropping your energy down, I mean it's like dropping an anchor chain or like a line with a hook attached to it. It's sending your energy down, deep down to the core of the earth. And just allow yourself a little bit of time to do that, to really connect with Mother Earth, to connect with the beautiful crystalline energies of the earth. And once you feel that you connected with the earth and that you're really anchored in, ask the earth to send the energy upwards. To send it upwards, all the way up to your feet. And then open up your feet chakras. They are located at the soles of your feet in the middle. Open them up. And allow that earth energy to come in. Filling up the feet, filling up the ankles, sending the energy even more up, filling up the legs, and at the same time filling up all of the chakras, starting with the first chakra, the root chakra. And then we fill up the whole abdominal area and the lower back and the second chakra. And really allow yourself to receive it. To receive this grounding, receive the nourishment and nurturing of the earth. And I feel some energy about lack of support in the group, so send the energy especially to your lower back if you feel that you lack support. Fill up the hips. The sacrum, the tailbone, the pelvis, and also the whole abdominal belly area. Send the energy to all of the organs located over there. Fill up your third chakra, the solar plexus. And let the earth energies even go up a bit further to fill up the whole chest area, the upper back, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the arms and the hands. From the throat chakra we move up, filling up the whole head and brain area. Third eye chakra. Also allow yourself to fill up the shoulders to release any tense and tight energies over there. And then from the crown chakra, we ask the energy to flow out and to drop down to the earth. We ask the energy to take with it everything that we can release today. All the energy of having been busy until now, taking care of others, responsibilities, things that you worry about, tasks that you had to do or still have to do. Just let it go. Release it for now. This time is specifically for you, especially for you. And trust the earth energies to help you release everything that doesn't serve you anymore, everything you don't need at this moment. Let it flow back to the earth where it can be cleansed and neutralized, be unified with the earth energies. And while we keep this process running, I would really like you to focus at the point between the second and the third chakra. So the second chakra, the sacral chakra, is located just above the belly button. And the solar plexus, the third chakra, is located just below the rib cage. And in between these chakras, we have a specific energetic point, and it's called our core star. So I would like to invite you all to connect with that, to connect with your beautiful core star. And you can see it as a little bright silver ball. And this core star, it's also sometimes called the God spark energy. It's our purest essence. It's the essence of who and what we are. It connects us to our brightest light. So connect with this energy, with this beautiful little ball that is located between the third and the second chakra. And then see if you can expand it. See if you can make it bigger. If you can let it grow. Maybe you can let it shine a bit more. And just take your time, see whatever comes through for you. Maybe colors come through. You can see sparks, beams of light. Your guides may show up. Everything is possible at this level of the core essence of you. And make that beautiful core spark as big as you want. And you can even expand it to be a large, big, silver, beaming bubble of light all around you. So you can literally bathe in the light. So see if you can do that. See if you can expand it that much that it kind of expands even outside of your auric field, so you're totally surrounded and inside this beautiful big bubble of silver light. And maybe for some of you it will have another color. Maybe you can see rainbow colors. Maybe it looks like platinum light. You can see sparks of light. And those of you who are connected to that level can see light beings flowing around. But immerse yourself in this wonderful energy, because this is the essence of you. It has all your talents, all your capabilities. When you connect to this level, you connect to your highest good, the highest level of the soul. And then we go to heart level. So we focus at our heart area, the heart chakra. You can place a hand on your heart. And as our heart and the heart chakra is also filled up with this beautiful light, you can ask your heart a question. Ask the heart, your beautiful heart, what your biggest shadow is. And ask the heart to bring it through. And then see what shows up for you. What will show up when you ask about your biggest shadow? Is it a fear? Is it a feeling? Is it an emotion? Is it a past life? Is it a trauma? It can be anything, but trust that it's just what is necessary for you to know at this moment. And once you see your shadow, or you see part of your shadow, it's all good, it's all fine. Ask the shadow what it needs. Maybe it needs more love. Maybe it needs to be seen, to be heard. For some of you, maybe it needs to rest. And then again, connect to your core star, the God spark energy. And from everything that is there, all that you need is there. Then give your shadow what it needs. Give it the love. Give it the light. Give it the recognition. Hear what it has to say. Or look at it if it wants to be seen. And then see how your shadow reacts to that. Just by engaging with your shadow, just by listening to it, tapping into your own potential of the beautiful core star energy, giving your shadow what it needs. See how it reacts and notice how you feel, how that feels different, how that feels more empowered, more centered. More in touch with what is really you, the core essence of you. And then for the people that are having like physical pains or aches or issues, use that beautiful core star energy, that beautiful energy of silvery light, to go to the spaces and places in your body where it feels tight or tense or stressed, or where there's like an illness or a disease, and bath it in the light. Bath it in that beautiful energy, that energy of full potential, of all that is, the energy of you at the deepest level, at your fullest potential. And you can use your hands to bring even more energy to the places in your body where the body needs it. Put your hands on those places. And then know that you can always repeat this process. Thank your shadow for the courage to be there, to speak up, to communicate with you, and tell it that you will always be there. And that there will always be light. That light is all there is, and it's an infinite supply. And now you all know how to tap into that infinite supply of light, to tap into your core potential, the true you. So thank yourself for the courage to do this, and for some of you that faced your fears, for others that looked at old trauma, for those that saw their past lives. Thank yourself for that. And take the last moments to bring in some more light if you feel that you need to, or maybe some more of the earth energies if you need to feel more grounded. And then tell yourself, there will always be light. And there always is light. And then slowly come back to this present moment. Feel your feet on the floor, that you feel the ground under your feet. Make sure that you ground yourself as well, as we were very high up with the energies. Move your body if it wants to move, and open your eyes. And welcome back.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mijke. That was beautiful. I would love to see how others are feeling. We have quite a few people on YouTube as well as within the Zoom room, and I want to know, how do you all feel after that? Because I feel like I've got a ton of weight just lifted off of me. I feel so light, I want to float away. I feel good. I feel good. So let me know, guys, in the chat. Let us know how you're feeling, what's coming up for you. Maybe there's something still there that you see that's still stuck. So do share that with us. I'm just gonna look at what some of the people are saying. So please do share. I don't know if this is up to date in YouTube, but I'm assuming it is. So yeah, my shadows today was about feeling betrayed and let down, says Kristen. Floor says my shadow surprised. Brenda, my shadow was the feeling of fear, and what it wanted was to be released. A releasing, I feel so good and relaxed. Feel of the fear of the unknown came up, says Brittany. I feel light as well and energized, says Gwen. Yeah, so these are all like good. These are all good things that are coming up for you guys. LaDonna, hello, my dear. It's been a while. Need for change, more boundaries in relationships, frustration, sadness, insomnia, chronic cough worsened. Wow, quite a bit came up. So it's a lot of stuff that we're going through. So Aina says, refreshed, balance, more clarity. My shadow was trauma, mine and ancestors' trauma. So shadow wanted rest. It's so beautiful how your shadows are talking to you guys. Manisha says, wow, that was so powerful. I released a lot of negative emotions, lots of eye tearing away, yawning. Yep, yep, yep. And it's going so fast. I love it. I love it. Nishna says loneliness. Rachel, feeling lighter. Sarah says, page of a picket fence. I created a gate to get out. I love that. Hafsa, fear of being used, boundaries. And you know what? These shadows are gonna they're going to continue to come up unless we really heal ourselves. And today, Micah did a beautiful, beautiful meditation to help us recognize those shadows, right? So if you've been feeling stuck, you've been feeling held back by self doubt, past wounds, or emotional patterns, which I see that you guys are, and you just can't seem to shake them off because, you know, sometimes we feel alone in this. And I promise you guys, you are not alone. A lot of you are feeling the same things. So many of us carry these shadows and those hidden parts of ourselves that limit our growth, they limit our happiness and even our health. And so today, what I want to share with you is that Micah wants to offer you a way in which you can work on your own unique concerns and go deeper so that you can heal. Right? It doesn't stop here, guys. This was a beautiful meditation for the entire community. However, if you do just want to do something one on one, I get it. I love one-on-one work, and Mijke would love to give you this opportunity so that you can go deeper and heal. She has created Shift Your Shadows, Shine Your Light. It's a beautiful program which is designed to help you break free from the patterns, these patterns, in a way that is truly transformative. And this isn't just another course that she's created. Honestly, it is a deep, supportive journey where you will learn how to recognize and heal your shadows, not by avoiding them, but by embracing them and turning them into light and your greatest strength. From one-on-one sessions to MP3s to remote healings, Mijke will take you through a magical experience to heal these shadows. And so what I want to do is I want to share this link so that you can see exactly what Mijke is sharing with you and the opportunity that she wants for you so that you can flourish, you can thrive, you can break through your limits, because these shadows don't have to be a part of you. They don't have to be a part of your life. Like, they don't have to constantly torment you, right? Sometimes we feel like we're being tormented by shadows, but they don't have to. Sure, they could be on the outskirts looking in, but they don't have to be your best friend, right? I don't want my shadows to be my best friend, but they're going to be there. And I acknowledge that. I understand that. So why don't we do one thing? I want Mijke to just share about this program because it's an upgraded program that's just for you. She tapped into your energy. Before she even created the program, she tapped into everyone that needed this work. And she was guided to create this. This is your moment to take that leap and stop playing small. So I'm sharing the link with you. You can follow that as she talks about the program that she's offering, just so that you know. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one-on-ones. Okay, we're going to do some scanning and you can ask certain questions, and I'll share that with you in just a moment. But Mijke, why don't you go over with us exactly what this program is all about and how it could help people and what you're offering?
Yes, sure, Dipal, with pleasure. Yeah, so as I already said, I really love to do the shadow work because I see the beautiful results with my clients. And what I decided to do when I thought of, what is going to really help people. Now, of course, it is a 30-minute how do you say that, one-on-one session via Zoom, because it's best to work in person. I mean, it's always lovely to do group work, but if you really want to do deep healing work, the in-person sessions are wonderful for that. So I thought for the shadow work, and the shadow is so specific for everyone that it's not the same kind of energy that you would clear like in a group. So the basis of the package is the 30-minute session. But what I do before the session is that I kind of like scan you, and I already start to release all kind of energies that are holding you back. I look at the subconscious level, what is there to be cleared. And I love doing that before the session because without the client present, I can really do a deep dive in. I can already do like a preliminary clearing. So then when the session time is there, we can really work at the deepest level possible, because all of the superficial things, or some people have extra souls in their field. Some people have like, discordant energies in their field. And when these are already cleared out, you can work at a very deep level during the session. And I know that a lot of people, most people, and I think I do that myself as well. If you are busy and you are stressed, you tend to be more in your head, and that's why I included light language MP3s with the package, because when you listen to light language, it's very difficult to go to your mental space. And if you do a guided meditation and you use English spoken words, people will still think of their grocery list, or they will still think like, oh, I have to pick my son or my daughter up, or I have to do this for work. But when you listen to light language, it kind of takes you past the mental plane and takes you more to your inner space and to higher levels. So I included two spoken versions of the light language and two MP3s. And the first one is really to help with clearing the energy of the shadow. And for some people, it's really necessary to start clearing if we have dense energy in our system, it attracts energy at the same frequency. So if we have that dense energy, it will attract more density. So if you already can start clearing that before the session, it will really help with going to the highest level in the session. And what I hear back from people that work with my light language MP3s, they also use it to fall asleep or to meditate on, for meditation. But not everyone wants to listen to the spoken words all the time. So I also made a silent version that you can play on loop. And I always like to do that myself, that when I go out, I let it play on my phone on loop, but then you don't have to risk that, what I sometimes did with MP3s from colleagues is I put off the sound of my phone and then I let the MP3 run. But once you turn on the sound again, it kind of interferes with everything you're doing. So that's why I always like to have a silent version with no sound, so you can let that play on loop. And the second MP3 is really about light healing. So the first one is about the energy clearing, and the second one is to bring in the healing energies of the light and to support you with that. And I channel that and I go to a very high level. I work with all kind of interesting beings, like the galactic felines of light and the masters of the white temple. And for this MP3, I also created a silent version. And then as a bonus, I included 15 days of remote healing. And that is to support you going through the transformation, and especially with shadow work, it can be kind of like a wave-like movement, like on day one you feel great, and then the next day you feel more down. So the remote healing works with that to support that. Is that enough of an explanation, Dipal, or do you need me
Yeah,
to?
so I think there's also a pre-session remote energy clearing session, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
started with. That I do
Okay.
before the session.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we covered that. And then
Yeah.
15 days, there's a bonus 15 days of remote healing. What does that involve?
Well, the remote healing is that I tune into everyone's energy field and I kind of smoothen out and clear everything what is playing up in the field. So I do that remotely. People
Is
can,
that depending on the energies of that day?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just tune in what is going on for that day, and especially for the next couple of months, it will be kind of pretty hectic. And so I'll tune in and I clear so that people feel more balanced, more in harmony. And it doesn't matter, the beautiful thing of the remote healing frequencies is that it doesn't matter when you tune in, they will
Right.
just work. So yeah.
And can we set our intentions, or do
Yeah,
we
of
do
course.
anything? Okay.
Yeah, that makes it even more powerful. Some people just like to be in it, to
Right.
just set some time apart for themselves and to just relax. And
Yeah.
other people like to work with intentions and to set a specific intention for something that is bothering them for that day or that week or yeah.
And when do they start? When does the remote healing start?
Well, it starts at the moment that they buy the package.
Okay.
So, and usually, well, maybe it's not very commercial to say that, but usually I'm not that strict with it. So if I see that someone booked a session like in 3 weeks,
Right.
um, I usually let the energy run until they have their session. But it depends a little bit, you know. If someone books a session over 3 months, I'm not going to do that. But if it's like, you know, if it goes a little bit over, you know, I always love to do it a little bit longer until they have had their
Well,
session.
Well, if you buy within the next 48 hours and invest in this program, you get an additional 15 days of remote healing. So that's what's really nice because now I have a whole month of healing my shadows and clearing whatever comes up that day because I know, like for myself, it's not that every day goes smooth, and things come up because that's life. And
Yeah,
if I can just heal my shadows and have that support, knowing that there's a higher power also supporting me and helping me, then I feel more safe, honestly. And so I really do hope, guys, if you do take advantage of this, there's so many benefits right here that Mijke is sharing with us that can help you heal the shadows. So I'm just going to go ahead and really quickly let you know that in Shift Your Shadow, Shine Your Light program with Mijke, you've got a 30-minute live session, a 15-minute pre-game session, but that's remote. So she'll do that on her own right before your session. So you don't have to do anything. And then you get 4 healing MP3s. You also get 15 days of remote healing and another 15 more days. So that's a total of 30 days, which, I mean, for an investment of 147, that's amazing, Mijke. I mean, thank you for doing that because I know this is going to help so many people, at least get out of like start something, start that momentum, right? To get to where they want to be. So, guys, we have 48 hours. There is a timer. And so make sure that you take advantage of this. And if you did, let's celebrate you. Okay. So let's celebrate you. Just let us know in the chat if you already took advantage of the shadow program. Okay. So that way we can celebrate you and your new journey. Okay. So go ahead and do that. And if you have a question that you want to ask Mijke, what can they ask you, Mijke?
Um, well, some people would really like me to kind of scan their shadow and to see to what percentage the shadow part is like overpowering their light part.
Perfect.
And so that is possible. People really a lot of people really like that, especially people that are not really connected to their shadow. And well, help me, Dipal, because we had 2 other questions. We had
You can
uh,
ask
the
about,
the the
yep, you can ask about what percentage of my shadow part, what is the percentage of my
yeah,
shadow, or you can just scan my metabolism to see
yeah,
where.
that was the one. Yeah. Yeah, so that's like scanning the field, scanning the metabolism to see where someone is most blocked or what is like most blocking you.
Because
And
we
that,
have to metabolize our shadows, right? So
yeah,
that's a great question.
yeah,
So guys, if you want to ask Mijke and connect with Mijke, you can go ahead and go to the reactions button at the bottom and raise your hand, just like Ladonna, Sarah, and Taylor did. You can raise your hand and connect with Mijke. You can ask her anything, or you can ask about the program. You can ask about what's happening in your life. And if you have questions about the program, you can purchase it for other people in your family and be a surrogate. Because Micah and I talked about it before, and we know that a lot of people in our lives do have shadows, right? So
Yeah,
maybe we could help
Dipal,
them.
and what is also a great question, because I see that a lot as root causes, is the question like, is my shadow caused by trauma or is it caused by karma?
Yeah,
Because a lot of people are not aware of how past lives can influence their present life, and how things that happened in past life can bleed through in this life. And that's where I usually use my psychic abilities to really figure that out. So that's also a wonderful question. Is the shadow caused by trauma or by karma?
great. So I think it'll be great when you tune in and you can see what our wonderful audience has to say. So Rachel, I just unmuted you. Why don't we connect and talk to Micah?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
First, I just want to say thank you for the meditation. I really enjoyed that. I've just been having a lot of physical things happening with my legs, especially a lot of pain and sensitivity, and it even hurts to wear pants. Most days. So I just would like some maybe scan or clarity on that, because it's getting colder. I need to live life, and I feel very I don't even want to say like limited. I do trust that something is happening for me. However, it's been a challenge to live my life the way that I want to live my life, or that I imagine to live my life, with my legs really holding me back, so to speak. Yeah, it's been months, and I've been doing a lot of inner work about around safety and feeling safe, after living in survival mode for several decades. So I'm not sure if it has anything to do with that, but anything that you're um, getting, I would really appreciate some clarity.
Yeah, sure, Rachel. Thank you for your openness and your vulnerability. And it was so interesting because the moment you started to speak, I really saw your legs like that they were like kind of like inflated, like an image of that they are very, very heavy, very dense, very, very big. So it's not like in the physical, but how it looks energetically. And there's a lot of weight that is holding you back. And when I tune in even further, there is a lot of weight attached to your ankles. It looks like kind of shackles. Also, like you're dragging something behind you, and that really makes it difficult to move forward. And the shackles, they also kind of created like very sensitive areas around the ankles, like old wounds that are still sensitive. And does that resonate with you?
Um, yes, yeah. I mean, um, I feel more of the pain in my around my knees, and a little bit on my left leg, but more on my left leg than my right. So it's very interesting. And it's mostly when I'm moving too. So
Yeah.
um,
So
yeah,
tune.
it does resonate for sure. I feel like it has to do a lot with my past.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So tune with your energy more to your ankle area. So in the knees, it's very congested, but go lower
Hmm.
and go to your ankles.
Okay.
And then ask yourself, what are you carrying with you?
I just feel a lot of like I feel emotional. I feel
Mhm.
um a lot of grief.
Yes. Exactly. It's the grief that is coming up. Yeah, yeah. So be with that grief for a moment. Be with that grief and just let it release. And if you need to cry, just cry. I'm releasing some past life energy for you as well. And there are also some ancestral ties into this. But for all the grief that has been building up in your field, just let it go. It's only energy. Let it go. And then as we don't have a lot of time, I will bring in healing energies for you. I'll bring them in through the feet chakras. And they're very soft. They're very gentle. A lot of compassion, a lot of understanding. And then fill up the whole area from the ankles to the knees. Fill it up with that energy. Activate your knee chakras. And then send the energy up to the hips. And activate the hip chakras on both sides of the hip. And then tell me how that feels.
I feel a little bit lighter. Yeah, I feel a bit lighter.
Good. Yeah, good. Yeah. But keep working like this, see if you can connect to the grief, bring in love and light, and if you want to do some deeper work, then reach out and book a session with me.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Rachel, and lots of love and light to you, honey. Thank you for being here and spending this time with us.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna lower her hand. Give me one moment. Jeanne, is it? Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, great to have you here.
Yeah. So my question for Micah would be if she could do the metabolism scan for me.
Sure. I'm more than happy to. Just connecting with your energy. And there's a lot of energetic weight around the belly area. So I'm clearing that out for you.
Okay.
So allow yourself to let that go. Have you been feeling unsupported during your life?
During my life, yes, I have worked hard to change that. I don't feel a lot of that now, but it's probably still there.
Yeah, there's still some left at the lower back area, especially in all the important bones. And usually when I see that energy in the bones, it's also related to karma. What a lot of people don't know is that we store karma mostly in the bones and in the teeth. So I'll do a very quick karma clearing for you.
Thank you.
and bringing in some healing energy and support for your lower back area. And this is about really being able to trust yourself.
Okay.
How does that feel for you?
I hear shift.
Good, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, and trust yourself. I mean, who else can you trust if you don't trust yourself? So really at a deep level, know that you can really trust yourself. You can trust your intuition. You can trust whatever you would like to do. It's all about really being able to deeply trust yourself.
Okay, that's good.
Wonderful.
Will these energies work even after Micah? Will it work like if and does it work on other people while you're working on somebody else?
Yeah, that's why I took a little bit longer time for Rachel, because I could feel it in the group energy as well, and I already earlier picked up on the grief, so I worked on the group energy as well. And yeah, for everyone who resonates with it, it will work. And that's what.
Yeah, what's the percentage? For some reason, my guides are telling me to tell you to give Jeanne a percentage of shadow so that she can be more aware of that.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because I
Yeah,
was surprised that she asked the metabolism question,
I
because
know.
I was like, oh, she's going to ask the percentage.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So maybe that's kind of like also the little self-sabotage mechanisms that we have, when it goes to the real deep shadow work, because
Yeah.
when I ask for the percentage, I get 70%. So the shadow is quite present in her field.
I think that might be a good way so that people could get an idea as to what's happening. And if it is stuck in a certain area, maybe you could share that. So that way it makes a little more sense as to what we need to work on ourselves and how much of it. So thank you, Jan. I hope that helped you, honey. You got it. All right. You're good. You're good, honey. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you enjoyed the meditation. All right. I'm going to remove the pin. There are some people that I just want to read off that are asking. And Sylvia, can you scan my metabolism? So just do what we had talked about, the percentage, and then you could go into that. But Sylvia wanted a scan.
Yeah, for Sylvia, the percentage is 65%.
Okay.
And also for her, there is grief at a deep level. And that comes through the ancestral lines.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah,
can this be,
so
so
her heart.
got
So
it.
it's kind of like there's a blockage around her heart that is also affected by it.
So how can you help her if she works with you one-on-one?
Well, with the ancestral lines, you really have to take the time to dive in and to see what is playing out. And it can be a past life. It can be that the energy is bleeding through the ancestral line. So what we all do, we take on energy from our parents, and our parents take that from their parents. So sometimes there are these really persistent patterns that go from family to family to family. And if you can clear that, it's always amazing work, because you clear it for the whole family line.
I love that. Love that. Okay, so then there was Deborah Rose, and she wanted a scan.
Okay. So for Deborah, I pick up 45%, which is kind of okay. But for her, her life flow energy is very blocked. So when I look at her energy system, the chi, the life force energy, is not flowing through. The chakras are blocked. And this is very dense and heavy and sticky energy that is in her field. So for her, it's more trauma related, from past trauma. That's what I pick up for her.
Okay. What about autumn rain?
Autumn has a lot of karmic energy in her field. So it would be very interesting to see if she has like issues with the bones or the teeth. And there's like this open dark past life that is bothering her. When we have open past lives and we have been more, it's with everything in the universe that we have the dark and the light and the sun and the moon. And sometimes we have had past life that we worked more in service to self instead of service to others. So I call that like open dark past lives. And they can really interfere with our soul purpose in this life. And the percentage is 82 for her. So that's causing the shadow.
Okay. And would the program help her?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Because I think it's important to know whether or not, is this the right program for her?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna unmute Brittany.
For everyone that tuned in, they all resonate with the shadow work. So they can all benefit very much from the program. Otherwise they wouldn't have their higher self wouldn't have tuned in, and they would have done something else at this moment.
Brittany, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How can we help you?
So I think that I would like the scan for maybe the metabolism, whatever you people feel.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, good. So let's ask for your shadow percentage. So I get 72%. And for you, some things are very hard to digest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it relates to the metabolism. A lot of old stuff that is kind of hard to digest, and some of it maybe you are not even aware of it because it's at subconscious level.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes these issues can even play out in the physical, like, people wanting to lose weight and not being able to because the energy is so dense and the body doesn't feel safe. So I don't know if you had that in the past, maybe, that you tried to lose weight, but it was kind of going off and then came on again. And
Yes, a lot.
yeah, 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 yeah. And that's because of the density in your field. And with losing weight, the body also needs to feel safe. So if it doesn't feel safe and there's a lot of shadow energy, then it's also very difficult to lose weight. But it's more about difficulty with digesting the things that are present in your field. Like there's a lot of old stuff, and it's difficult to get through. Does that resonate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've dealt with like a lot of gut issues and depression and a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It actually feels, Micah, like something or someone is draining her energy.
Yeah.
Like, is there somebody in your life that you're giving a
Yeah,
lot?
it doesn't really, maybe my boss.
It could be. It could be your boss. It could be somebody close to you. It doesn't matter. And they could do it
Yeah,
in
it's not a lot of people close to me anymore. Like I've lost most people, so.
yeah.
Yeah, but maybe that also relates to things that are very heavy to digest. And
Oh yeah.
if you lost a lot of people, that is very hard and it's very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also costs a lot of energy to, to grieve and to cope with the loss. Yeah.
Yeah, I just found my aunt attached to me the other night, and she had been gone for like 10 years. So it's definitely a lot of loss and grief and guilt. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, well, I hope you'll work with Micah. I know she could help you with releasing some
Yeah, I
of
was thinking about it. I'm like, the shadow is definitely something that I could use, work with. So
And
Well,
especially
take
with the
advantage
guilt.
of it, honey. And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking care of yourself. I mean, that's what this is all about, right? So you took the first step, so thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, and
thank you.
especially with the guilt, with the guilt that is such a heavy energy, and we're all supposed to be happy and not to walk around with a lot of guilt or grief or sorrow or loss, You deserve to be
Yeah,
happy. Yeah.
I love it. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Brittany. All right. So we have a lot of people, but we cannot get to everyone. This brings us to the end of our beautiful meditation and offering for today. I do want to say, if you did not get a scan, we do apologize. Unfortunately, we can't get to everybody, but we try to get to as many people as we can in the time that we have. If you do want to work with Micah, I highly encourage you to do so. This is a beautiful offering, and for the next 48 hours, you get a gift. Plus, the 147 will go to 177 in the next 48 hours. So if you want to take advantage of it, I highly encourage you to do so. If you came on late to this meditation, what Micah is offering is a personal one-on-one with you to shift your shadow, shine your light, by giving you that 30-minute session, a whole 30-minute session, plus 4 healing MP3s, also pre-session remote energy clearing, which happens 15 minutes before your session, along with 15 days healing and an additional 15 days. So that's 30 days of remote healing if you go ahead and grab your special offer right now of 147. I believe there may be a 2-pay option. If there is something that we can help you with, and if your payment does not go through, please don't try to keep doing it. Don't waste your time. Just email me to one of my emails, and you can respond. We'll respond back to you if you have trouble grabbing your special offer pricing of 147, because in the next 48 hours, it will be 177, and you will not get the 48-hour bonus of an additional 15 days of remote healing. So I hope that everyone got some form of healing today to help you get through and navigate through this lunar eclipse today. We love each and every one of you. If you have any questions, you can always email me at deepalshah@anandaforlife.com, and we will be happy to answer you. But I promise, don't wait too long, because I know Micah only has a few seats available for this offer, and it is an upgraded program. So just imagine what you're going to get for that 147 price is, this version of you that you never imagined. And that's, you can set your intention for what you want when you work with Micah, and it's just a unique session. It's not a cookie cutter session, so if you are going to take advantage of it, we honor you. We can't wait to work with you, and thank you, Micah, for all that you do. This was beautiful. The meditation was beautiful. All the questions that you answered, and all the people that you helped, it was just wonderful. Thank you so much for everything.
You're most welcome, and I was very honored to be here. And for the people that we didn't get to, the energy works as well for everyone in the group container, so don't worry about that. And
Beautiful. You'll get the replay in just a little bit as soon as we edit it. And so we will send you the replay in just a little while if you want to go over this again, or if you came in halfway, but you will have access to the replay. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love and light.